You know the question of the day. If you're not coming here to answer it, get off my line. There's a disconnect with us as cells in the being that we live inside of. We live inside of God. We live inside of ourselves. Listen, we are living inside your body right now. Understand me?
Right.
Right. So when you flush your toilet, right? You go eat. When you go in your refrigerator and you eat the stuff that's in your refrigerator, and then you flush the toilet, where does it go?
Into the sewer.
And then where does it go from there?
So you know I'm in Texas.
No, answer my question. Question. Where does it go?
It goes through the filtration system and goes through the water filtration.
No, I'm no. You ask me shit.
Breaking news in DeKalb County, bond denied for a self-professed cult leader. Eligio Bishop, also known as Nature Boy, is accused of rape and false imprisonment, along with other charges. Neighbors tell 11 Alive they're stunned by the allegations, but are even more surprised by what this group was posting online.
Its social accounts reaching tens of thousands of people on Instagram and YouTube. Joe Ripley, live outside the DeKalb County Police Department. And Joe, you got to speak to this group, the Carbon Nation?
Yeah, Carbon Nation, this is a group that says they abide by a different philosophy. Their leader, Eligio Bishop, appeared in court for the first time today since being arrested earlier this week at a DeKalb County home. And after a judge read out his warrants, his charges, he simply replied by saying, quote, outstanding. Neighbors there in that DeKalb County community are concerned tonight.
Mr. Bishop, good afternoon, sir.
Eligio Bishop saw a judge for the first time since his arrest earlier this week. His case now lies in the hands of Superior Court. DeKalb police arrested Bishop at this home in Decatur, charging him with rape, false imprisonment, and 3 counts of sexually explicit transmission.
He's extremely loving, extremely forgiving. Literally wouldn't hurt a fly.
This man, who goes by Captain Ace, says he's part of the group Carbon Nation. Ace calls Bishop the head of the international organization.
This is one of the most troubling experiences I've ever had. The man that most people refer to as Nature Boy, I refer to him as God. I believe that he is God.
Ace described Carbon Nation as a religious philosophy based on science, focused on living a life of principles and morals. He joined the group about 4 years ago, and now he and 13 others live at this home under the guidance of Bishop.
I met him online. That was my initial contact with him. I seen that he was teaching knowledge that was superior to any other scholar or any other leader that I had encountered at the time.
Neighbors like Patrick Henderson are concerned about Bishop's online presence. That's what police say tipped them off to the alleged crimes.
I mean, obviously something like that is concerning, especially when you have kids around. So it's just a matter of now doing the research, kind of digging in and finding out who is doing what and really understanding the totality of everything going on.
Henderson says he could not believe a reported cult was housed down the street from him, but Ace and others in the group say they're fighting that notion.
I would tell them to reassess their perspective.
And tonight the group says they are supporting Bishop still, financially, emotionally, doing whatever they can to help him out while he remains behind bars. And he will do so at the DeKalb County Jail until Superior Court sets another court date for him. And coming up at 6, we'll tell you more about his criminal history, Bishop's criminal history, as well as look into more about the Carbon Nation group.
You guys don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck about nothing. You don't give a fuck about the earth. You don't give a fuck about women. You don't give a fuck about nothing. And you deserve what you get. But I'm telling you, every day you wake up here, you're given a chance. Every day you go to sleep, you wake up, you hear again. You go to sleep, you wake up, you hear again. You give it a chance after chance after chance after chance to do the fucking right thing. Every fucking day, you wake the fuck up and you given a chance to do the right thing over and over and over and over again, and you fucking take it for granted.
What would you call it? A group? A cult? Would you call it a cult?
I call it a cult now, yes. Yes, I do.
A Facebook post convinced Erica Carroll to move from New York to Honduras in 2006 to embark on a life-changing experience, one where she was told she'd be able to build a new community, eat vegan food, and be in touch with nature.
And it was just in a place in my life where I was just searching for some spiritual truth.
The group back then was known as Melanation. Carol says it was led by Eligio Bishop, who went by Nature Boy. She says all 9 of them were forced to sleep in tents, use restrooms outside, and attend long meetings to, quote, face your demons.
It was a lot of verbal and mental abuse.
But after 1 year, what got her to leave was when she says she witnessed Bishop hit his girlfriend at the time.
He slapped her up and punched her a couple of times, and then he told her to go in the tent and give him oral sex. So that was the breaking point for me.
But walking away, she realized, was easier than going back home.
I had to check myself into a couple of hospitals and get my mind right. I was seeing spirits, I'm not gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? Like I was going through a lot, and it was all connected to him, though.
Carol says since leaving in 2007, the cult, now known as Carbon Nation, turned more abusive and sexual. She says for some, it wasn't as easy to leave.
He has the women fighting each other. He's put his hand on the men. He always said that he wanted like a lot of wives, like he want, 10 wives.
He's had a history of charges before his arrest this week. Carol remembers being in Costa Rica when she says he was accused of kidnapping a Canadian woman who was staying with them.
He's taking advantage of the knowledge that I'm giving you. You fucking slow people. This is love. The only thing that pushes me to come here and continue to warn you fuck niggas is the love that I have in my heart for you fucks. Cause I know what your fate is. I know what your destiny is. I know I've been where you're going. I heard the screams. I know where you're headed. You foolish people. You're foolish.
The wife of a reported cult leader wants to tell her side of the story. Eligio Bishop, also known as Nature Boy, remains behind bars tonight, facing charges that include rape. 11 Alive's Paula Suro just finished speaking with his wife, and she joins us live at the DeKalb County Jail where Bishop is tonight. Paula?
Yeah, Jennifer, after 3 years of knowing each other, Velvet Marquez tells me Eligio Bishop forced her to marry him. Why? She says that he'd tell her that she'd then be forced to bail him out of jail if anything were to happen to him. And of course, today, something quite opposite is happening. She's telling us her side of the story.
I feel that now looking back, I feel that I fell in love with an idea because he pretended to be someone that he wasn't.
Behind this smiling face, Velvet Marquez faced her hardest years next to Eligio Bishop.
He literally held me hostage. He took all of my identification, my passport, my birth certificate, my social, my bank cards, everything, you name it, medical documentations.
She says Bishop, the leader of the so-called cult Carbon Nation, went from spoiling her to abusing her when she got pregnant.
I was forced to engage in sexual activity that I did not want to do. I was still strangled on multiple occasions. So I had to willingly engage in these sexual activities because of to keep myself safe. He would abuse me in front of the women.
She had their daughter in 2019, and a year and a half later, she says he forced her to legally marry him in a Las Vegas chapel.
There was no medical attention given to us, so when I actually went into labor, I had to be rushed to the hospital 2 hours away.
For years, the cult would drive and settle across Central America. Velvet says Bishop lived off of other members' PPP loans and life savings. She gave him her $3,000 college fund, while others gave tens of thousands of dollars. And after 4 tries, she successfully ran away with their daughter with no money but hope.
My child is important. I don't understand how anybody could leave their child to be with him or to go live with him.
Now, Velvet tells me she has since received death threats from Eligio and that he even showed up to her family's home in Louisiana just months after she ran away.